Welcome to the Site Control Informative presentation. By viewing this presentation, we assume you wish to join Site Control. Keep in mind, Site Control is not like other divisions, as we have the highest expectation which you must meet to become one of us. Site Control personnel are directly responsible for the day-to-day operations of AEGIS international facilities. As a military police, operatives within Site Control are in charge of ensuring that all essential and additional posts are filled, along with ensuring that these posts are being utilized as efficiently as possible. Without Site Control, AEGIS facilities would be pure chaos. The primary responsibility of Site Control is the safekeeping of the facility, ensuring security measures are properly carried out, and applying the new ones where possible and when necessary. Along with this is the management of the facility, making sure the right personnel are posted in the areas best suited for AEGIS demands and their personal strengths. They are also tasked with helping out those in need with their moderation abilities. Ultimately, Site Control is responsible for ensuring that the entirety of the facility is to be running at peak maximum efficiency. Site Control Standards. Site Control has the highest standard of any other division, requiring SC personnel to follow and enforce the 8 points set by the site commander: maturity, activity, responsibility, leadership, insight, initiative, patience, and obedience. Along with these points, SC have rules that they must follow that help keep personnel in check. Combatics. SC have the luxury of being able to wear gear items on their combatics. However, certain rulings have been put in place to allow SC to look as professional as possible. Gear items are not to be too large or distracting, and any colorful items, both gear items and clothing items, are prohibited to make sure personnel are intimidated by SC. Expectations. SC are expected to be attentive and perceptive. They should also avoid going AFK for a surplus amount of time, along with having good situational awareness so that they may deal with any issues that may rise around them. SC are to be mature and use grammar perfectly at all times. Being calm and collected is also important whilst in SC, as you will be faced with many disobedient personnel and wastelanders. Finally, one of the most important aspects of SC is to be constantly patrolling and actively engaging with all areas and personnel of the facility. This allows SC to receive the greater picture of how the facility is running and if any changes need to be made. The main priority posts of SC are as follows. The main gate room. You may find SC posting on these lines. While here, SC must ensure that all lanes and doorposts are filled with as few personnel on the overfill lanes as possible. The post-processing area. This area should be monitored frequently, and SC are to ensure that there are no personnel wasting time here. Not many people should be posted here, but if there is a lack of open posts in other areas, SC are to use the free post in the post-processing area. SC are also to ensure that there is a SO Plus to host a BAT. Booths. People in booths are mandatory during protocol processing and protocol incursion. However, booths do not need to be manned during infection/outbreak as well as protocol lockdown. The roof. As SC, this is not your main priority during any protocol with the exception of protocol lockdown. In the event of a lockdown, at least one SC is to be on the roof to prevent lower ranks from wandering onto the cliffs. During protocol processing and protocol incursion, however, SC should check on the roof every now and then to make sure only Operative Plus are on the roof and that the border is not being outgunned by raiders and other parties. Hangars. SC should occasionally look inside of hangars to ensure no one is inside of them unless there is a BAT. SC should not be spectating BATs for an extended period of time, as you should only be in here for around 5 minutes to ensure that the host is competent. If you find the host is incompetent, you may remove and replace them with another SO+. Protocols. In effort to maintain order, Site Control has the ability to activate several protocols to instruct personnel on what action to take. Site Control personnel must be versatile and swift in changing the protocol to better suit the facility's needs. Each protocol switches up the duties of the personnel to whatever is required most at the time. There is not a lot of change in SC duties with the change in protocols, but they do have to switch up their priorities. During protocol processing, the main gate is to be watched at all times to ensure wastelanders are being sent through the border as quickly and efficiently as possible. There are to be around 2 to 3 SC in the gate room at all times. However, if there is a lack of SC personnel in the server, the SC who are in the server are to patrol the facility while still keeping an eye on the gate room. During protocol incursion, SC are to ensure that there are Junior Operative Plus in the booths, Cadet Plus on the lanes, Initiates manning the doorposts, and all available Operative Plus on the roof defending the border. SC are to patrol the facility to ensure no personnel are wasting time and that all personnel are where they need to be. During protocol lockdown, 1 to 3 SC are to post at the main corridor to ensure all personnel regardless of rank report to the roof to defend the border. 1 to 2 SC are to ensure that the Initiates and Cadets are not team killing on the roof, along with making sure that only Operative Plus find their way to the cliffs. If the raiders are camping the elevator, SC are to send all personnel at once using the secondary roof elevator and overwhelm the threat to take back the roof/elevator. In the case of an outbreak of any virus, SC are to assemble all on-site AEGIS personnel excluding PKSF and ARD to the hangar. Following this, SC personnel are to administer all operational functions within the site and maintain maximum security to prevent another breach. SC are also to cooperate with ARD to contain the outbreak and are to follow ARD's orders at all times. SC relations with other divisions. SC works very closely with the 5 other divisions of AEGIS and with high ranks in various ways. This allows SC to utilize other divisions' abilities to create a safer environment in the facility. MDF and STHD. Although SC, MDF, and STHD do not work closely with one another, SC has the option to request their support to assess how much of a threat raiders are. This can allow SC to make the decision of what protocol to call. ARD. ARD frequently needs SC's help during protocol infection/outbreak to use their moderation abilities on disobedient personnel. SC are also needed to oversee all experiments carried out by ARD and ensure that all rules are being followed. PKSF. PKSF have their own set of duties to attend to, but in the case that the facility is being heavily raided, SC have the authority to request that PKSF act with the facility's other defenses. PKSF must accept this request unless they are protecting a high-ranking official or if on special orders from High Command. AIA. SC do not. Officers. Unless during an AEGIS training, SC always have authority over AEGIS officers. These officers have moderator abilities and are allowed to answer help requests if no SC with mod are in-game. In the case a SC with mod are in-game, officers should not be using their mod and cannot answer any help requests without special permission. Any officer using mod without special permission whilst a SC with mod is online is to be reported to a high-ranking official. If you think you have what it takes to join one of AEGIS' brightest divisions, join us. Site Control. Control everything.